Joining us now, Bret Baier, anchor of Special Report Fox News Channel. Hi, Bret. How are you?
Hey, Brian, Larry. Hey, thanks for all you guys are doing for Fisher House. That's such a great organization. I spent time covering the Pentagon and got to know the amazing things that Fisher House does. So I'm with those ladies who just mentioned. I'll throw in $1,000.
There you go.
Hey,
Bret, thank you so much.
$1,000 from Bret in the District of Columbia. Thank you. That is so great. What a great guy
Bret
you
in the
are.
district, thank you very much.
All right, Bret, what an amazing week in news and all the things that have happened in the last 7 days. Let's first focus on San Bernardino. I'm interested, so much is being said about the investigation and finding out motives. I'm interested right now in how this affects the candidates as they make their case to be the next commander-in-chief. This is going to loom large, isn't it, Bret? And how will it affect not just the Republicans, but also the Democrats?
Well, I think it's a big deal. And, obviously we don't have the end of this investigation yet, but every box is being checked towards some kind of self-radicalization and Islamic terrorism, and that is really going to affect things. I mean, already there is a sense, I think, in the country that there is a jittery feeling about the environment and the possible threat that we face, and that will sink in. It's already affecting the polls. The latest Fox News poll has terrorism as the number one issue. I think Gallup is matching that this week.
Bret, is that for Republicans and Democrats?
Both.
Both. That's huge.
And that's a big deal, because the economy drives the day as you get closer to voting usually. But the fact that those shift will affect voting patterns in both parties.
Well, and interestingly enough, we seem to be having this debate over, apparently some in the news media can't decide what this is. They say that the motive is elusive. I don't see how you look at the facts as we know them and come up with that conclusion. I mean, there were pipe bombs left behind, ostensibly not to even have an impact on the people that they shot and killed, but to kill the first responders who were now no doubt going to be there a short time later.
I agree with you, Brian. I think it's cut and dry. I mean, listen, the FBI is not talking about all they know, but they are saying privately that these guys, this couple had communicated directly with people that they were tracking, known jihadists, and any couple that hands over their 6-month-old baby girl, essentially abandons her, and then puts on tactical gear and pulls off a heavy attack, killing, more than a dozen people. That's not your normal scenario.
Yeah, you're right. That level of premeditation with the baby absolutely is another indication there, Bret. So, listen, the latest polls, though, you just said the polls show that terrorism is number one. We also have some polls specific to candidates, and one from CNN just hit that is, I think, going to make people's eyes bug out. What did you see?
It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, Donald Trump with a 20-point lead in the latest CNN ORC poll. It's astonishing. I think for the GOP establishment in Washington, they are on full panic mode. They feel, I think, and there have been a number of articles, Jonathan Martin, my friend from the New York Times, others have written about this, and it's more than a whisper. It's a full-on talk about the ramifications of Donald Trump as the nominee, and it is becoming more and more real as you are now under 60 days to first voting in Iowa.
Well, and interestingly enough, this poll was taken before the attack in San Bernardino, so one would suggest, or one could probably conclude, that if that is a big issue, and that's been one of the things that Donald Trump has been talking about, that his numbers may even go higher.
It's possible. I do think that when you're talking about security, there is a comfort that people look for in leadership, and it's sometimes an elusive quality. And whether Donald Trump can exude that and translate what he says on the trail to actual votes, I think we have yet to see.
Bret, one last question: when you say that Republicans are openly saying that they're a little, panicked or whatever about Trump as a candidate, is it Trump the man, the personality, or is it his policies that they are concerned about?
I don't think in GOP establishment circles, I don't think there's a lot of confidence that he can win against Hillary Clinton.
I see.
And in that scenario, they then look at down ballot races. And, if Hillary Clinton is rolling on the Electoral College map, it becomes a lot tougher for Republicans in tough races around the country.
All right, Bret Baier, we got to leave it there. But thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, beyond belief, for your $1,000 donation to Fisher
keep
House
it going, guys.
Foundation
We will,
today.
and thank you, Bret. That's very generous.
And you can join Bret Baier as well. The number is 888-294-8560. Be like Bret. Donate to the Fisher House Foundation today.